Will you make that full report public?
The intent at this point to make it public.
And now an 11 News Investigates exclusive. We have learned Baltimore City officials have now received a much anticipated report examining heat safety standards and culture issues at the Department of Public Works.
Officials hired a DC law firm in August to conduct a review after DPW sanitation worker died on the job. Investigative reporter Tali Taylor joins us live now. Tali, city officials tell you that the report is not yet ready to be publicly released.
Yeah, Khalil Zaid was officially sworn in last night as DPW's new director, but he's already confronting his first big challenge: when and how to release a report that's of high public interest and likely to be highly critical of his department.
On Tuesday, 11 News Investigates received a tip that a DC law firm's long-awaited independent review of DPW safety practices had been handed over to the city. In a statement, a spokesperson for Mayor Brandon Scott confirmed that it was true, declined to provide the report, and wrote in part, "This marks a pivotal moment to advance workplace safety for the city of Baltimore's frontline workers. The firm has provided extremely helpful insights and recommendations, but we must ensure all stakeholders are engaged in the proper course to review and assess their recommendations." On Wednesday, 11 News Investigates attended the swearing-in ceremony for Khalil Zaid, the new director of DPW.
The mayor's office said that they wanted to run it by community stakeholders before they published it. Who are those stakeholders?
First is the council. The union, we're committed to have the union, engaging the union with it.
What does that report say in summary?
We haven't updated the mayor about it yet, so we need to brief the mayor on the report.
In an exclusive interview with 11 News Investigates, Zaid clarified that DPW received the report on Monday, but said he couldn't yet share any specific findings or conclusions.
If there's one headline from this report from the DC law firm, what is it?
I can't get into the details. It's an indication of certain deficiencies that we have within the department. It looks at them, identify them, and at the same time make some recommendations.
After DPW sanitation worker Ronald Silver II died from heat stroke while on the job, Mayor Brandon Scott and Zaid announced the law firm would conduct an independent review, with findings and recommendations expected by the end of September. But that deadline came and went. Now Zaid says DPW officials are still reviewing the report.
Do you have an estimated date for when it'll be made public?
I can't tell you that at this point. I am not really sure about that yet.
All right.
Throughout the summer, DPW worker Stancil McNair was vocal about what he said were unacceptable working conditions at the city agency. Now McNair says things have changed for the better since Zaid took a hands-on approach following Silver's death.
He's actually the first director been very engaging. Like, I'm talking about on a personal level.
Photos show that last month, Zaid picked up McNair at his home, took him to lunch, and listened to his concerns about DPW.
He needs help from the rest of the administration. He can't do it by himself.
Baltimore City Inspector General Isabel Cumming, who has issued multiple reports on mismanagement and unsafe working conditions at DPW, echoed McNair's praise.
He keeps proving that he cares very much about the workers at DPW and is truly trying to make changes.
Cumming revealed that she has not yet been given the report and said she understands that some redactions may be necessary. But she also emphasized that the key moving forward for DPW and the city is transparency and accountability.
And I would imagine this report has issues about accountability and oversight and the lack of some of that. So it would need to be at some point be released to the public because taxpayer dollars paid for this report.
City Councilman Zeke Cohen, who could become the next City Council president, said on Thursday that he has not yet seen the report, nearly 48 hours after he asked for it.
We should never, ever be in a situation where someone dies because of the weather.
11 News Investigates asked Cohen if he would commit to holding more hearings about DPW if he's elected City Council president.
This is an issue that we are going to stay on top of because, for me, it's deeply personal.
And Cohen says it's deeply personal for him because of stories he's heard from his fellow councilman Tony Glover, who worked at DPW for years. Inspector General Cummings says she has her biggest report yet on DPW issues coming sometime in the next month or two. For 11 News Investigates, I'm Tolly Taylor.